Hello and welcome to IELTS Coach Pro Method Mondays. My name is Megan and I'll be with you today as we look at a few tips, tricks, and practice for IELTS Speaking Part 2. Today we're specifically going to be honed in on the PPF method. If you know what that is, that's awesome. We're going to dig into some tips and tricks that you're going to need to pass the speaking and increase your score. But if you don't know it, this one is crucial. It really helped me as I needed to expand my sentences, keep talking about these topics. This method is one you don't want to miss. Let's dive right in with a few basics about IELTS Speaking Part 2. You're going to be given a prompt and it will be read to you. Then you'll have 1 minute to prepare and you'll need to speak for up to 2 minutes. Pro tip number 1. You must speak about the topic at the top of the card. The card that they give you is going to have a topic, that's the main one. It will be bolded perhaps, and then it will have a few subpoints below it. Speak about that top topic. Pro tip number 2, let's move right along here. You can add your own bullet subpoints. Don't change the main point, but you can change those subpoints. You can take one out, you can add a new one, you can do whatever you need to do with the subpoints so that you can speak for the full 2 minutes. In my example, near the end of the video, you're going to see that I remove a few of the points and I add a few of my own, just because it's a more comfortable topic for me. The more comfortable you are, the more fluent you're going to be. This is really key for getting that high band score. Pro tip number 3, to get your maximum score, talk for the full 2 minutes. You want the instructor to interrupt you, okay? So if they have not, the examiner has not interrupted you, you probably have not spoken for a long enough amount of time. So please speak for that full 2 minutes. It's going to give you those 7s, those 8s, those 9s. If you have the capacity, you need to speak for those full 2 minutes and show it off so that they know exactly what you're capable of. Pro tip, different question types will require different strategies. Okay, we're not saying that this PPF method is the end-all method for IELTS Speaking Part 2. What we're saying is that this one was really helpful for us. We've seen it be helpful for students, and we know it'll be helpful for you. This is only one method though out of a few. So what you're going to need to do is get a repertoire of different methods so that you have everything you need to get a great band score. Also, as you prepare, check out our other videos. We have other tips and tricks, other methods that you can learn for free on our Facebook and on our YouTube channels. You're going to want to study a few of these so that you have everything you need as you go into these speaking tests. Excellent. That all being said, the PPF method is my favorite, like I told you earlier. This PPF method stands for past, present, and future. PPF. So it's going to help you. Why it's important is you're going to be able to speak for the full 2 minutes if you use this method. You're not going to circle around and repeat things you've already said. And it just creates a much more interesting and engaging story for you as you talk with the examiner. It's a great method, and I've found that it's very helpful as I look at IELTS Speaking Part 2. Okay, let's get started. Past means anything that has happened before. So we're talking about when I was a young girl, I used to go to the ocean. When I was 20 years old, I was in college. You can say yesterday, I was going to the store when I got into a car accident, and then I came back home. All these different verb tenses that you're talking about in the past, they're great to pull out here. I recommend that you speak for about a minute about the past. After you've spoken for your minute about the past, then move on to the present. In the present, you're going to be saying sentences like, I have been going to work these days early. Or, India celebrates holidays regularly. These present tenses, they will help you out. They're very simple, probably some of the easiest ones, and you can speak about a lot of facts. You can speak about your own personal experience. You can tailor this to the question as they've prompted you. And so I recommend that you speak about the present for about 45 seconds or until the examiner interrupts you. If you're just rolling and you're not talking about the same things, then you're doing fine. The last is the future. You have the F of the PPF. In the future tense, you would be saying things like, I will go to Thailand next month, or I would like to study in America, or anything that will happen in the future. So this is a really fun one, but I'm only going to recommend that you speak on this for about 15 seconds or until the examiner interrupts you. This one usually doesn't touch directly on the topic, but it just gives you a new verb tense. It shows a little bit more command of the language, and I think it's a really fun way to tie everything together. I hope that I will get to do this in the future also, something like that. So now you've got the basic overview. Let's dive into an example. Okay, here is your cue card. I will read it aloud for you, and then we'll break it down step by step. What I'm going to write down as my notes during my minute, and then we'll look at each thing and what I will be saying in each one. If you're looking for a full IELTS Speaking Part 2 mock, I'd be happy to do that for you. You will see it if you check out our next video in the Part 2 of IELTS Speaking Part 2. I will be the examiner for one moment here as I read you the cue card. Take 1 minute to prepare a talk on the following subject. Take notes if you like, and remember to include reasons and examples. You should then speak for between 1 and 2 minutes. Describe a special event, maybe festival, carnival, or other celebration that takes place in your city. You should say when the event takes place, why it takes place, what people do, and explain why the event is special. Your 1 minute begins now. Then you would begin writing on your paper just a few key words of notes that you're going to say about the past, about the present, and about the future, so you can guide your conversation and guide your speech here. So remember what we said here, we're going to address the main question for sure. You have to address this one. Describe the special event that takes place in your city. That's what we're going to be honed in on. But all of these little sub points, they are not necessary. You can X some of them if you don't relate to them, and you're going to want to go with your instincts. What do you instinctively have an answer to that's great, that fits within our method? Okay, so let's move on here. Let's look at the past. So what I'm going to talk about here is, in my hometown, the state fair is a very big deal. So I've written here state fair. A few of the questions were when it takes place and what people do. So I chose to answer those two. It takes place each year in August. And what people do is they eat a lot of food, they look at a lot of animals, and they have even competitions based on the animals and different produce products. So I've only written 5 words here. This is like a max. I would not recommend writing more than 5 words because this is only for the past. Then quickly, I jump to the present. Your minute is ticking away here. And so I'm just thinking, okay, currently, what kind of holidays do I celebrate in the place that I live now? So currently, I don't even live in my hometown. Okay, I'm living in New Delhi, India. And so a big festival that just happened here, it's fresh on my mind, is Diwali. So I write Diwali down. Some key things are lights, food, friends, got that. I got 4 keywords here that I can talk about. I can talk about how I've celebrated. Could be a lot of fun. And I know that I have a lot to say. I'm going to fill that 45 seconds with these talks about the present holidays. Then I quickly jump to the future. And I think, what do I want to say about future events or something like that? So in general, I'm happy celebrating any event as long as I'm with friends and family and people that I love. So I've written gathering with people because I'm going to speak just a little bit about how gathering with people, I hope to do that in the future even more, whatever holiday it may be about. You can notice that I didn't cover a few of these bullet points. So I didn't say why the event is so special. I might as I break it down and as I elaborate, but I didn't take notes based on that. Also, you can see that I deviate a little bit, but I'm touching back on the main point. So what I mean by deviate is I'm saying like, oh, it's saying describe a special event that takes place in your city. Well, I'm not sure if my city is my childhood city or my current city. So I touch on both, and both of them are important events for that city. Also, as I look towards the future, I didn't mention any event at all. What I had already talked about the events that happen in the cities. That was touching plenty on this question. And then what I did was I just said, in general, I just love spending time with people. So I hope to do that more in the future, whatever holidays may come. So I've touched on the celebration or holiday topic again, even though it's not more evidence of one specific holiday. Excellent. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a couple minutes. Can you please grab a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen or jot down some notes in your phone? Practice taking a few notes here, and I'll guide you through how to do it. Okay? You've got the same prompt here. Describe a special event, festival, carnival, or other celebration that takes place in your city. You should say when the event takes place, why it takes place, what people do, and explain why the event is so special. Okay, it's your turn. You have 1 minute to write it down, but I'm going to coach you through it as we go. Okay, past. What event happened in your past that was special to you? Take that first one that came into your mind. Okay, doesn't need to be the best. You just need to make it sound like the best. So write a few notes. Maybe it was Christmas. Maybe it was, I don't know what your country celebrates or what your city celebrates. Write down the name of that holiday. Maybe write down a few of these. Maybe when it takes place. That's an easy one. Or maybe what people do. I love that because it's so simple. Okay? So you've written an event from your city. You've written no more than 5 words. Okay? Past, done. Great. Move on to present. Currently, are you celebrating this holiday? Currently, do you have anything that ties you to a celebration, or are you preparing for a celebration that's happening really soon? Write down a couple keywords right now. Yes, what are you preparing for? What are you going to do for it? Why is it important? Okay, so you're tying that holiday or a holiday to your present circumstances. Got your 4, 5, 2 words, something to talk about? Great. Last is future F. Okay? What would you like to celebrate in the future? How would you celebrate that future if you had children? Tie that holiday to the future. Write down a couple keywords of what you could say. This is only 15 seconds, so like 1 word is probably enough. Excellent. Your minute is probably over by that time. I hope that it helped you as I coached you through. If you want to back it up, take a couple seconds and write out your answers if I didn't give you enough time. That is a great idea. But now you have your notes to talk off of. I would challenge you right now to pause this video, set a timer on your phone, and go for it. Go for those full 2 minutes. 1 minute on past, 45 seconds on present, and 15 seconds on future. Give it a shot. See how it breaks down. I love this method. It's so fun to tell stories and talk about things that are happening. Past, present, future. It's just great. Okay, if you're looking for a full example, I didn't do much talking today, I would love to give you one. Check out our next video of this IELTS Speaking Part 2, and it's going to be a Part 2 of this video also. I'll give you a full example of a new question type. I might even throw in my 2 minutes of this question also, and you guys will get the extra prep. So remember, follow those pro tips, check in every Monday for our new Method Monday video, and you can like our Facebook page also if you're interested in finding new things, if you want to learn more for free. Also, if you need more help, we would love to be your coaches. So let us give you all the tips. Let us give you personalized coaching. So check out our website at IELTScoachpro.com. You can check out our courses there. They are top notch, and we'd love to get you the band that you need to get you where you want to go. So have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.